Please support the Feral Druid Army. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Meow.
So you want to play Feral, huh? Viciously tear down your opponents? Eat motherfuckers alive? Well, you've come to the right guy, because today I'm putting together a guide for Feral Druid PvP. This is going to be the most in-depth guide I've done. It's going to be a little bit longer, but there's going to be a lot of information. I'm going to go over when to use talents, what talents are best used when, rotation, honor talents. So I hope you guys really enjoy this. I just really wanted to do a big discussion so that new Ferals could come in and get some information on how to better play their class. Because Feral Druids are underrated right now. We do a lot of damage. I've seen plenty of them in PvE doing great in Mythics and all sorts of different places. I've seen them in PvP at the top of the leaderboards. Right now I'm trying to climb myself personally, so it's been a lot of fun, and I have a lot of different information for you guys who are new to Feral Druids. And if you like this video, don't forget to sub and join the Feral Druid Army. Let's get into the talents first. Alright guys, let's talk a bit about talents. This is generally what I run right here. We got Blood Scent, Renewal, Guardian Affinity, we got Incarnation, Jagged Wounds, Blood Talons, and this is a sweet setup, guys. There's a lot of damage in here. There's good survivability with the Renewal and the Guardian Affinity. Going into Guardian Affinity, popping Frenzied Regeneration actually does absorb a lot of damage. Mixed with a few of these honor talents, you have a really sweet build. So let's talk shop really quick. Let's go over why this talent build works, and we'll talk about different honor talents next. And then we'll go on to rotation and other things. So first off, here we got Blood Scent, and this increases your melee ability's critical strike by 10%. And the reason why I picked this with Incarnation is because you're going to be doing a lot of shreds, and especially if you have Savage Momentum. Savage Momentum resets Tiger's Fury whenever you Skull Bash somebody. So having that constant flow of energy from Tiger's Fury, if you're going up against a caster, you're going to be using a lot of shreds, and having them crit not only increases their damage, but you also get 2 combo points rather than 1. So you build up combo points a lot faster, and when you actually Incarnation, you get those big bites, the big bites, not 7-Eleven, dude, not hot dogs. We're talking big bites, ferocious bites. And that's where, you come in and you kill healers, take them down. Same with Ashmane's Frenzy, man. Blood Scent empowers a lot of different things, and you're going to have a lot of fun with this build right here if you go with Blood Scent. I would go with Lunar Inspiration, though, if you're going to be kiting a lot. A Paladin, perhaps. Lunar Inspiration while you run away. Regrowth, get the Blood Talons proc. Go back, rip, rake, run. It depends on the playstyle that you like. I am really having fun with Blood Scent, though. That crit is oh good, it's bomb. Renewal, I will go with Renewal a lot of the times in 2v2s. If I think that's going to be a high burst comp and I got to survive a lot, then Renewal is the go-to. A lot of the times you'll find that you're not even using Wild Charge. A lot of 2v2s, a lot of 3v3s, duels even, a lot of duels, you'll find that you're not using Wild Charge. In a Feral duel, Feral versus Feral, Renewal all the way, because I'm never using Wild Charge. I may Displacer Beast, but you need to take advantage of Renewal if you have the chance to. There's a lot of battlegrounds even where I'll run Renewal. I've gotten used to not using Wild Charge, but Wild Charge seriously is a great ability for catching up to mages and other people. If you don't have the add-on Battleground targets, I really suggest you download that so that you could see what kind of comp you're going up against, like pre-made groups, so or rated Battlegrounds. You can see what spec they're running, or if you see mages, man, get the hell out of there with that Renewal. Get some Wild Charge in your life, because mages are hard to take down. You got to run at them. Okay, now we got some Guardian Affinity here, and I really love Guardian Affinity with this talent build. And in this build, I really will only go between Guardian Affinity and Resto Affinity. Balance Affinity, I've heard some good things about, and I've used it a few times, but I really would rather have the survivability over the DPS. And the cat form, oh my god, it does so much damage on its own. Who needs balance affinity? Get the hell out of here, bro. With the moonkin ass motherfucker. So Guardian affinity is great. It reduces all damage taken by 6%. It gives you frenzied regeneration, which is awesome. Iron Fur and Mangle. And frenzied regeneration actually heals you up quite a bit, and you absorb a lot of damage in bear form. If you use survival instincts, put a thorns on yourself maybe, you're going to be a fucking wrecking ball. You're going to be running away, trying to kite, but if they attack you, the thorns is going to slow them, you're going to get away. And if you decide to go with Tooth and Claw over Thorns, your maximum health is increased and you get increased damage. I've gotten like 100k crits using my Maul or Maim, you know? It's a lot of fun. Tooth and Claw is actually worth picking up, along with Thorns and even Protector of the Grove, man. So we'll get in honor talents in a minute, but there are situations where certain talents work better in your favor. So you better be checking these before you start matches and duels. Resto Affinity, I think, is great if you're able to kite. Often run with Lunar Inspiration, you know, so that you're kiting, you can get around a corner, heal up. But even then, Blood Scent, you know, you can even get around a corner and Resto Affinity yourself. But if I'm running with a healer, I will go Guardian Affinity almost all the time. Even in double DPS 2v2s, I was favoring Guardian Affinity over Resto Affinity because Regrowth still heals up. And a lot of the times I will run Renewal. So Renewal is better than Swift Men. So I got Renewal, I've got my Regrowths that are hot, I've got my Frenzied Regeneration, I can absorb Burst pretty well, especially if I have Tooth and Claw or Thorns, man. A1 sauce. Alright, and then this one is kind of a no-brainer. A lot of the times you're going to be going with Bash. The stun for 5 seconds is just epic. You also have your Rake stuns too, but you know, you get that hard 5-second stun with no energy cost. Man, that's some good stuff. Mass Entanglement's cool and all, but Mass Entanglement's pretty cool. You can CC up a couple people at the same time, and with Earth and Grasp, you know, you can get that 80% miss chance on a lot of people at the same time. So Mass Entanglement with Earth and Grasp, let me show you right quick, is really good. But a lot of the times I will use the Bash. And Typhoon, who doesn't go with Typhoon on Eye of the Storm or Arathi Basin Lumber Mill? You know, ever so often Typhoon is fun and worth actually grabbing, especially middle and Eye of the Storm. I've had fun chaining these with other Feral Druids. It's cool. Alright, the meat, the butter. Here we go, Incarnation. I'm going to talk about Incarnation. Savage Roar I use for different builds. We're just going to be talking Incarnation now. I feel like Incarnation is the go-to for duels, for 2v2s, 3v3s, and battlegrounds. It's got a really strong burst, especially when you mix it with that Blood Scent. Grab that Blood Scent and some Incarnation and get going. So you get Blood Scent, you get Incarnation, and you're going to be doing a lot of damage. Sometimes in battlegrounds, I will go with Soul of the Forest though, just because Soul of the Forest, you're going to be getting a lot of energy restored, and if you have Blood Scent, you know, you're going to be doing a lot of shreds. So it's basically just a heavy stream of constant damage. So your damage goes up, but your burst is smaller because you know, you're not getting the enhancement to shred and rake like you do with Incarnation. Though you do still have Berserk, and Berserk does increase your damage and, you know, restores a lot of energy on its own. But really though, Incarnation is the way to go most of the time. You can turn around duels or arenas with this. You turn this on, you go stealth, you rake and stun up, and you reopen on the target, and you do a lot of damage. And Jagged Wounds is awesome, especially when you use it with Blood Talons. Blood Talons, you get that 50% increased damage on Rip and Rake, and Jagged Wounds reduces the time of their duration by 33%, but you also deal the whole damage of the ability in shorter time, 33% less time. So you're doing the same amount of damage, but over a shorter period of time. So refreshing those bleeds, you're doing a lot of damage. With those shreds and that Blood Scent piled on top, that's how we take guys down, and that's how we deal damage. And for the last tier, Blood Talons is the way we go on this build. I know there are some good Brutal Slash builds out there, but I'm not currently using that, and I know a lot of other people aren't currently using Brutal Slash. I know some people are, but I've seen a lot more Incarnation builds out there, so I think it's a lot stronger in my opinion. I'm losing my voice, guys. Alright, guys, let's move on to the honor talents. First tier, I go with Gladiator's Medallion. I just feel like having that trinket is awesome. The 2-minute cooldown is not terrible. That's not bad at all. It's 1 minute shorter than Incarnation. By the way, Blizzard, you need to reduce the cooldown of Incarnation, man. You need to reduce the Incarnation cooldown. I know Demon Hunters be metamorphosizing every minute and a half. Jesus. For the second tier, I go with Hardiness if I'm running with a healer in 2s or 3s. Reinforced Armor if I'm going up against mages or casters especially. Sparring, I will go up majority of the time against melee unless I have a healer with me. That's where I go Hardiness, because I feel like the 20% damage all of the time when you're above 80% is great, especially if your healer can keep you topped off. And I feel like it's not hard with Ferals because the kiting is pretty strong, so you're pretty much always topped off if you can survive well enough. But really though, in very strong bursty melee comps, like if you go up against a Demon Hunter and a Warrior, definitely grab Sparring, man, because your damage is not going to be above 80% for very long. And then we got this tier, Tooth and Claw, guys. Tooth and Claw is good with Resto and Guardian Affinity, though being in Guardian Affinity and having Tooth and Claw, just good stuff, man. You get some really strong crits, you get a lot of damage. You know, Maul, 109,000 physical damage. See that right there? It crits pretty high, man. You get some good damage, and you know, Frenzied Regeneration's good. And then we got Protector of the Grove. Now, Protector of the Grove is great for healing up your friendlies, especially if you're playing the role of an off healer, where you know, you're mainly DPSing, but it's your duty to run away ever so often. Make sure you toss those regrowths on, and you can really spam regrowths with this. It's really nice. And Thorns, man, not only does Thorns apply a slow to the attacker, but it also deals nature damage equal to 5% of the attacker's total health, guys. And that is just awesome. It piles on, especially if you get a Warrior Blade Storming or a Rogue Shadow Dancing, I don't know, doing some killing spree, a Rogue killing spree, you know, he going crazy on you. Somebody's bursting hardcore, Fists of Fury from a Monk. Thorns will eat that up and take down your opponent. Use Thorns, man. Thorns is good. Tooth and Claw I go with sometimes, but Thorns most of the time, especially against melee. You don't want to pick Thorns if you're going against ranged classes, people who aren't going to be attacking you with melee abilities, because it is only redirecting damage when you get hit by melee attacks. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. That's important. And we got Savage Momentum here. Savage Momentum I use all of the time. A lot of you people hear me in streams or Battlegrounds going, dude, Tiger's Fury reset, ooh! And I go fucking ham, and I get the energy reset. I get the damage increase. Going with this can effectively cut your Tiger's Fury cooldown in half. It's a 30-second cooldown, but you know, your Skull Bash is a 15-second cooldown. So if you can Skull Bash every 15 seconds, hey man, you got Tiger's Fury every 15 seconds. Bada boom. And Freedom of the Herd, this is good against going up against mages or comps where they're kiting you a bunch and rooting you up and ice novaing you and doing all that bullshit. You can get out of roots really easily with this, and it helps your allies out too. Ooh yeah. And Malorn's Swiftness, I've actually had some fun with this. You can flag cap with this, and it's awesome. You should try out Malorn's Swiftness sometimes, for sure. And then King of the Jungle. King of the Jungle is great. Whenever you put Rip on a target, it gives you a 4% speed increase. And using this in 3s or Battlegrounds, you'll be zipping and zooming around, bleeding everybody up. And if you use Soul of the Forest, this is a great talent to choose, because with Soul of the Forest, you're going to be applying bleeds and all sorts of stuff like crazy. So you'll have Rip on more than 3 targets, hopefully, or at least 3. Now the best ones, the ones that I really love, the 2 that I really switch between now, because I feel like the CC game is a little more important than the speed increase game. So Enraged, Maim. This is great. Now I would prefer using this over Earthen Grasp if I'm going up against Pallies. A lot of the times, you know, Pallies have Hand of Freedom, and Hand of Freedom will dispel Earthen Grasp, even though it's non-dispellable. So Hand of Freedom removes all roots or snares, so that's not a dispelling, that's just getting rid of the roots with Hand of Freedom. So going up against Pallies, it can be tough to use, and that's where a Maim can come in handy. Like if you go up against a Holy Paladin or something like that, A lot of the times I'm able to get away with rooting up melee with a Holy Paladin in the group. Like, they don't throw the Hand of Freedom on the melee, but I feel like once you get higher in ranking and you play more high comp teams, that mistake is going to go away, and they're not going to do that as much. You can't take advantage of that, because I've seen a lot of people actually Hand of Freedom the roots. So be careful who you pick roots up against. It does reduce everyone's damage though. Ranged, melee, all of it. And then Enraged Maim, Enraged Maim is awesome. I like throwing this on healers if I'm going for DPS, or if I want to reset really quick, I want to maim somebody and run away and heal, I'm able to do that, and that's where Maim can come in handy. You can use this to reset duels, reset arenas, maim up a target while you DPS another down. If you need to lock up a healer, you know, take a flag carrier down, or lock up a healer, take his partner down, that's where it comes in handy. You can use this to peel for your healer. If somebody's going after your healer, you can run maim the guy who's after him. Let's say it's a warlock or a mage or a warrior, anybody, seriously, you can maim them all up. Maim is awesome, guys. It'll lock them up for literally like 6 seconds, and they just sit there. Same with roots, dude. Roots is a lot of fun on demon hunters, dude. It's funny watching them sit there for a full like 8 seconds of roots. It's awesome, and you can do this like all the time. You can do this like effectively like every 15 seconds. Oh, it's awesome, man. And for the last tier, I've been using Ferocious Wound pretty much all the time, I'm gonna be honest. The 25% reduced health to the target for 20 seconds is pretty good, especially because I'm trying to Ferocious Bite a lot, to do just deal damage, especially because I have Blood Sense. So sometimes I'll even Blood Talons empower my Ferocious Bites just to get that extra damage if I'm going in for a kill, or you know, just trying to take somebody down. So Ferocious Wound is awesome. You get some big bites, man, some big D. And then we got Rip and Tear, which is good in duels. You can Blood Talons empower this. So you can put Blood Talons on in the beginning of a duel or the beginning of an arena. Run in, Rip and Tear, that'll apply Blood Talons, Rip, and Rake, and then you can start your opener and just mess them up, guys. And then we got Fresh Wound, which increases the critical strike of your first rake on target. So using this in a battleground where you're raking everybody up, it's pretty good, man. Oh, I think that's it for honor talents and talents all together. Let's move on to the rotation. We're going to do a discussion on what to do for rotation and then burst. I hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. Don't forget to throw a like down there. Oh yeah. Before we get into rotation, let me just talk a little bit about bars and the way things are set up right here. I do use the Razor Naga, and I do recommend it. A lot of the times I feel like I have an edge. The speed alone is just epic. I'm able to get my hand on like all 12 of these buttons and just plow through enemies. I can go from one ability to the next just like that, just by picking my thumb up just a tiny bit and moving it to the next key. That is why the Razor Naga is epic. Now, if you have a keyboard and a traditional 2-button mouse, it can be very hard to manage a bunch of different keys. You got your Shift R, Shift F, you got your regular R, your Control R, you know, V, I guess you could do T. There's a lot of different things you can do. You know, you got your 1 through 5, but there's a lot of different keys there. Having it all on your mouse button, you literally do like 1 through 12, Shift 1 through 12, Control 1 through 12, and you've got 12, 24, 36 abilities right there, 36 key bindings, and I don't even use all of them, bro. So you can see down here I got my travel form on 1, you know, and I can do that with my mouse. Let's go into cat form really quick. So we got our rake, boom, spam some rake, go into the shred. I also usually put Moonfire right here, but because Moonfire, I'm running Blood Scent, I take it off. I don't want to accidentally hit Moonfire and, you know, go out of cat form. That's always bad. We got our Ferocious Bite at 4. Number 5 is Rip, pretty good place. Maim is 6, and this is all right here on my Naga. Oops, Incarnation. Oh, not that time. I also have Entangling Roots. I put my Entangling Roots on 7, you know. I got a Swipe, Tiger's Fury. Tiger's Fury is Shift 2. Swipe is Shift 1. Survival Instinct Shift 4. Renewal Shift 3. And a lot of the times I'll do this. So like if I go Wild Charge, oh, I can't, I'll hit Wild Charge and I'll just like drag it on down and I'll replace it. That's where my Wild Charge and Renewal goes. I just like keeping them in the same place. I also have Savage Roar whenever I use Savage Roar. Right now I don't use it, so it just sits there. I also got my Mighty Bash. I will replace that with Typhoon if I do decide to go with that, or Entangling Roots, or Mass Entanglement. My Trinket, Shift 7, I like that spot. I think it works pretty good. And then, of course, this bar stays the same, so I can go into Stealth from Cat or from human form, and that is great. If you can go into Stealth from Cat or from human form, I would recommend doing that. It doesn't trigger much of a global cooldown, or if any. And then Incarnation I have at Shift 9, and then I got my Resto Affinity stuff set up here whenever I use that. And for my movement increasing abilities like Stampeding Roar and Dash, they're both on one key, D and Shift D, and it works out perfectly that way. I also have Shadow Meld and Control D, so I'll go like Control D1, and I'll rake open up on a target, stun them, you know what I mean? And then I got Ashamane's Frenzy on Alt 3 and Thorns on Alt 1, man. And I just like the way it's set up. And the reason why I go with Alt instead of Control is because I have a gamepad and I have an extra button, so my Alt is on my thumb and it works perfectly, I have my space bar and my Alt key right there. It's awesome. I will tell you that I do have a macro inside of human form. You'll see here number 8 on the bar. If I hit this, it's a macro that says /cast cat form and dash cast bear form right here. And what this will do is no matter what form I'm in, it'll put me in cat form. And it's basically a power shifting macro. That's exactly what I use it for, or even going into bear form. So I actually need to get a bear form button right here on human form. But so we go into here. All right, we pressed 8. Let's press 8 again. Bear form. Oh, let's press 8 again. Cat form. And that's how I power shift. So all right, I get rooted. Power shift. Slowed. Power shift. Run. Just one key that I spam. I just spam 8 and run away, and that is how I catch up to targets. And they, I don't let them stun me. I mean, I wouldn't be moving in and out of cat form and bear form like that, but if you can sit in bear form if you're taking damage and just get to the target, it's better than sitting in cat form and being slowed a bunch. So be careful of what you're doing. But this will definitely help you out. It'll make it easier for you to go in and out of bear form, and you'll feel more comfortable using bear form overall, and you'll be surviving a lot better. You'll be getting your frenzied regeneration on. You'll be doing mauls and maims and swipes, all sorts of good stuff. So get used to bear form, because bear form is your buddy. And if you guys are interested in the Razor Naga, I have a couple links in the description to different models. Go check them out if you're interested in picking one up. Buy it through my link. It does support the channel. I really recommend the mouse. It actually does help. I've used this mouse and the other older versions of it for the last 4 years or so, since before Miss Pandaria, and it's been wonderful for me. Alright guys, let's talk a little bit about rotation now. I'm basically going to get on the training dummies, and I'm going to talk about a few different things. So let's talk about the opener. So first, you're going to come in. What you're going to do is you're going to rake, shred to 5 combo points, get your Ferocious Bite on the target, shred, I'd pop a Tiger's Fury maybe, shred. Now we're at 4 combo points, so now it's time to regrowth, trigger Blood Talons, use another rake, Blood Talons and Powered Rake, and then a rip. Both those have Blood Talons, and I just shredded 2 combo points. Now if you want a really juicy opener, I don't do this all the time, use another regrowth to get Blood Talons. You can see it up here on top. Use Ashmane's Frenzy, and then a Ferocious Bite. The damage would be doing more if I had a rip on the target, but there is a good amount of damage, and that was kind of slow. So that's how you open up on a target. Rake, get the 5 combo points, you put your Ferocious Bite on, you Tiger's Fury if you need to, get to 5 combo points again. Now you put your rip, your rake, and then you just keep going. So you shred on up. Sometimes it can be slow, I will be honest, but hey, that's all good. So my rip is running out. You can see down here the duration's kind of low, up here too. Boom, let's put the other rip on there. Rake is also running low. Let's put that on. And always try to get Blood Talents. So right now we got a Predatory Swiftness. Let's use that regrowth, get Blood Talons to proc. Let's rake and then apply another rip. Boom. Blood Talons, keep going. Let's shred on up, get back up to 5. Let's use the Tiger's Fury this time. We'll regrowth again and we'll Ferocious Bite. Bam, 782k. And now we have another Blood Talon, so now it's time to rake again. Shred, 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 regrowth on up. And you know what? Shadow Meld is sick for this. Shadow Meld, rake, boom, stun, rip. And that's how you do it, man. See all of this damage, man? I'm not trying for damage, but when you get bursting, all right, when we get bursting, this is how you set it up. You want to do a lot of damage to the target. You want to get them worked down as much as you can. You want to have your stun available if you can. If you have Ashmane's Frenzy, that's even better. So I would wait to pop Incarnation if you have a few seconds left on Ashmane's Frenzy. Using Incarnation, Ashmane's Frenzy, Mighty Bash, all in conjunction will do a lot of damage, especially if you have Tiger's Fury too. And if you can get some Tiger's Fury resets with Savage Momentum, it's awesome. So for bursting, let's get into this. So we'll open up on the target. Let me build up really quick. So I'm doing damage to this guy. I'm trying to take him down. I got my Ferocious Bite on him. Actually, Ferocious Bite doesn't work right now. Ferocious Wound, actually, because it's not we're not in PvP. So we got our Blood Talons on. Let's put the rip on, the rake. Now we have full Blood Talons bleed. Now I'm going to pop Incarnation, get Blood Talons, Ashmane's Frenzy, Ferocious Bite, shred, shred, Blood Talons, rake, rip, Blood Talons, shred, 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 Ferocious Bite, shred, shred, regrowth, rake, Ferocious Bite. Boom. Spicy. Those are some good damages. And now we ripped up. Our rip did not fall off at all. You can rewatch that. We got some good Ferocious Bites in, and we still maintained our rip on target. So that's where the damage comes in, where you're doing the good Blood Talons bleeds with the Jagged Wounds. And then on top of that, you're able to put in 2 Ferocious Bites along with a few Blood Talon shreds. And those shreds with Blood Talons actually hit for a lot of damage, and it costs little energy and little effort. So I would definitely do that when you can, especially if you pop Incarnation, man. I would do it only when you pop Incarnation though. Don't go Blood Talons empowering shreds when you're still working up to your Incarnation. Only do it when you have Incarnation on, and that'll really help you out. Alright guys, so let's talk survivability really quick. You're going to be taking a lot of damage. Let's just say that. You're going to be dragged through the dirt. You're going to be stomped on. It's going to be graphic. So that is why we grabbed the renewal. So let's say this guy's beating on us. Oh, damn. He hit us hard. Wait up. Renewal. Boom. We're at half health again. Popped with the survival instincts because we're getting beat on by a melee. Let's go bear form. Oh, wait. Frenzied regeneration. Let's heal up a little bit more. You know what? Bam. Let's go back at this guy. He's going to fuck us up, but that's all right. So yeah, we're taking less damage. Let's survival instincts again. I mean, I probably don't want to go in there, but I'm going to do it anyway because I love you guys. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Boom. Survival instincts absorbing a lot of damage. You saw how much I took from him the first time. That guy hits a lot harder than enemy players do. And you saw how much that absorbs. So survival instincts with bear form is very good. Going bear form in general though, if you're kiting or if you're trying to catch up to an enemy, go in and out of bear form and cat form. If you're sitting with no energy, like you're like, come on, energy, energy, energy. You know what you can do? You can go bear form for a couple seconds. If you're running tooth and claw, use maim, use mangle, use any of that stuff. Then go back into cat form when you have full energy and start DPSing again. So in between low energy on the cat form, you can go into bear form, do a lot of damage, get a little bit of kiting in, frenzied regeneration, throw some thorns on, bro, holla, and do some good shit. Saving your dash for kiting or catching up to people is really good. It can help out your survivability quite a bit. I would recommend using them at crucial moments. Let's say you're bursting an enemy down and you really need to get to him, dash. That's where it comes in handy. That's when you need it the most. Or let's say you're being beaten down, you need to really get away fast, dash or stampeding roar, man. And let me show you really quick. You can go from bear form and dash and go into cat form without triggering a global cooldown. Seriously. So watch this. Let's say I go from human form into Stampeding Roar, which will put us into bear form. But watch this. There's not going to be a single global cooldown. Okay, there was. But not with Dash. Not with Dash, man. Not with Dash. Dash doesn't global cooldown. Dash is sick. Dash knows me. And of course, the reason why I love Night Elves, the reason why I love Shadow Meld, is because let's say this guy, this Warlock, is trying to fear you, or he's trying to do something to you, but you don't have your Skull Bash. What you can do is gain a few extra seconds. Like, let's say you have your Skull Bash available in 4 seconds, and he's casting Fear. You can't interrupt that. So what you can do is go Shadow Meld, Rake Stun, boom! Or you can Shadow Meld and his cast will fail because he'll lose target. He'll drop your target. He won't be able to see you. So Shadow Melding can prevent somebody from getting a Cyclone or something off on you. Let's say somebody's targeting you, trying to Cyclone you. Shadow Meld, suddenly they lose target and they don't get the Cyclone off. And it buys you more time to wait for that Skull Bash reset. That's why I love Shadow Meld. But you can also use Shadow Meld to re-stealth, to turn around on an enemy really quick. I use it a lot in duels. Let's say I'm going Feral on Feral and he's doing a lot of damage, but I want to get my attacks in. I will Shadow Meld, Rake, start the stun train over again, and I'll be in command. And then of course, Incarnation, guys. Popping Incarnation, it allows you to go into stealth whenever you're in combat. So we got Incarnation on. We're beating this guy down into the ground. We're in combat, but look, boom. Prowling. Bam, we get the stun on him again. You know, what you could do is if you're targeting this guy and he's got DRs on stuns, so you can't stun him up again. He'll be immune. So this guy over here is bugging your healer. Go back into stealth, boom. Get that guy, come back over here. Really though, use stuns on other targets. And don't forget, man, Entangling Roots, you can use it with a Predatory Swiftness. I use it all the time. Sometimes I will let my Blood Talons go for the sake of rooting somebody up. You can get an 8-second root on a Demon Hunter or anybody like that, and they will literally sit through the entire root. It's awesome. I can be like this guy right here. Let's say he has 8 seconds left. Root it up. Okay. You know what? Heal. You know what? You can't interrupt me, man. And you're pissed. Oh, wait. Oh, my Shadow Meld's up? Oh, hey, you know what? Hey, I'll go Prowl. Fuck you, man. You're dead. And that's when I turn the fight around, man. I hope this helps a lot of you guys out in PvP. It might have been a little bit of a long video, but I feel like we discussed a lot of important things that really matter with Feral Druid PvP. Leave it in the comments if you have any questions. And don't forget to sub. Check out my channel. I got some good stuff. I do a lot of live streams and I post videos daily. So, hey, check them out. Peace. See y'all later.